It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's head to Hume Netball now and find out how the weekend of matches went there and what's to come this weekend. Joining me on the line, Carla Fletcher is back. How are you, Carla?
Oh, great. Thanks, Jason. How are you?
Very well, thank you. A big round of matches it was. A couple of big blowouts and a couple of thrillers as well. And look, I tell you what, why don't we start...
Yeah, great matches.
Yes, yeah. Why don't we start with the blowouts first and just knock them over and then talk about the real close ones? How about that?
Yep.
Let's start with the Giants of Randwill-Bundry-Waller, who absolutely blew out Colcan 84-16. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great win for Giants, and they played well every quarter. But, not to disregard Colcan, they never gave up for the whole game, so they just kept battling on. Mel McLennan, the Giants, was on fire. She scored over 50 goals with Brianna Higgins in goalkeeper, working consistently hard throughout the whole game. So well done to the girls from the Giants.
Yes, indeed. And you would have thought, well, 84, that's got to be the highest tally of the weekend. Well, it was. But the Osborne crew wouldn't be outdone. They scored 84 as well in their match against Henty. Henty scored 21, so an 83-goal win for them.
Yeah, so that was another strong game for Osborne. But, Henty are pretty laden up with some injuries at the moment. And they had some really key players out, Kristen Hobart, Jodie Spencer and Emmy Jones. And some of the young girls stepped up for Henty and Hallie Corrigan, Phoebe Benny and Laura Hobart. So it's great to see some clubs moving players up and filling out teams for the day. And the award winners for Henty were Jess Brout and Brandy Muller, with Sarah Snyder and Gabby O'Connell having a great day for Osborne once again.
Indeed. And yes, my maths is out. That's a 63-goal win. Come on, Chase. Sorry about that. Some other very interesting matches, though. The other four were relatively close. Lockhart had a good, solid win over Holbrook, 51-33. So how good's my maths here? What's that? 18 goals to the good Lockhart. Just a comfortable win.
Yeah, they had a pretty strong game, Lockhart, but Holbrook had a positive attitude throughout the game, and their defence stood really strong against Lockhart's tall shooter in Olivia Lang. And a couple of the young girls in Ruby Buckler and Paige Brown combined well in attack for Lockhart. Lockhart will have to focus on a few player combinations over the next few weeks as they come against a couple of two teams in the top six.
Now we get to the thrillers of the weekend. How long? They travelled to Lavington to take on the Murray Magpies, and this was the old-fashioned 8-point game. It was the Murray Magpies, though, who went down in the end to How Long winning 45-39, and that could be a pretty big loss, I think, for the Magpies' finals chances.
Yeah, it was How Long's closest game of the season, and the Magpies just pushed them right up until the very end of the game. It was a really close game. But I think, How Long's just cementing their place in the top six.
Obviously, still a long way to go, but yes, they look good things to play finals now. Other close games, and both of these games we thought would be the matches of the round, and it turned out to be that way. First of all, Brock Burham. They took on CDHBU at Careen, I believe this was played at. And Brock Burham, the Saints, the away team, got the win here. A big win for them, 35-32. Keeps them in touch, but for CDHBU, that's a big loss.
Yeah, it is. And CDHBU started off really strong, and they led by a few goals for most of the match. But unfortunately, towards the end of the third quarter, they let the BB Saints in the door, and they just struggled to regain control of the match. Best players for CDHBU were Emily Boyle and Courtney Haig, and they also welcome back a nice tall shooter in Rosie Dye, who's rejoined the club. So BB Saints must have played particularly well to win that game.
And then the match of the round, it was second versus third on the ladder, and in fact, it finished the round that way. They swapped positions. The Billabong Crows, 55, defeated Jindera, 51. High scoring, a thrilling of a game, only 4 goals in it at full time, and the Crows back in their natural habitat in the top two.
Yes, it was a great game of netball. I've heard it from a few people, and the scoreline just changed numerous times throughout the match. And Ginger played a really good 3 quarters, but they just couldn't keep up with the consistency of the composed Crows for the last 15 minutes of the game. And Harriet Simpson, playing in goal defence for the Crows, put great pressure on the Ginger shooters all day. And Beth Maloney and Ricky Robb also had great games for the Crows. And Carla Sutcliffe and Taylor Vogel played well for Gindra.
Let's go through the coming round of matches. It is round 10 getting underway on Saturday, and there are some big matches amongst them. The Billabong Crows, first of all, they will host Lockhart at Oaklands. You'll get an up-close and personal look at them this week, Carla, the Crows girls, and this should be a beauty.
Yes, and the Crows are doing well across all grades of netball. They're in the top 6 nearly in every single grade, with second and fourth playing and only 4 points separating. So I think they're really both teams are going to have to concentrate, get their goals in. There'll be some really good matchups in both ends of the circles.
It's clearly the match
yes,
of the round.
It is. Yeah.
But there will be some other close ones as well. All right, let's go to Brock-Burham, who are on a bit of a roll at the moment. They got a chance to pinch their 4th win of the season against Henty and stay in touch with that top 6 if they can do so at home at Brocklesby.
I think they might do it. It'll be the battle of red and white on both sides of the court on Saturday. But I think Brock-Burham will be a little bit confident, and they should take on Henty and come away with the 4 points, just with Henty having a few injuries.
CDHBU is sliding. They take on Holbrook, who are below them on the ladder by just the 1 win, but percentage for both of these sides is very even, and that tells, I reckon, a picture. So this will be a close game.
Yes, it'll be a tough game for both sides, and they're both very competitive. But Rosie Dine might just be the difference to CDHBU if they can feed the ball nicely into her in the circle, and the Holbrook defence will have to work really hard to stop that. So I think, this game could go either way as well.
Now, the last 2 games to talk about look fairly clear-cut. How long in good form at the moment? They're at home to the bottom side, Colcannon should win.
Yes, they'll continue their form and take the 4 points on the weekend and keep themselves cemented in the top 6. But, Colcan won't make it easy for them.
Osborne should beat the Murray Magpies as well, who are just outside the top 6 at the moment. The margin will be the interest here.
Yeah, I think Osborne will just start strong, and I think they'll just keep adding those extra balls each quarter. And I think they'll have a convincingly easy win.
There is one more match to talk about. It's probably equal billing as match of the round. The Giants, who are in good nick at the moment, they will be at home at Woolbundry this week against, a very good opponent in Gindera, who only just went down to the Billabong Crows last week. This should be a beauty.
Yes, I think the Giants had a great win last week, and they'll need this confidence going into tomorrow's game against Gindera, who are sitting on 3rd. But Gindera will be looking to get back on the winners list. So I think Gindera might steal the points away this weekend.
All right, we'll leave it there today. Carla, thank you very much. Good luck on the weekend.
Thanks, Jason.